Hey, what's up everyone? Pastor JAMZ back with another review, and today we got the latest album from Uchis, Sincerely. Uchis is stage name for Carly Marina Loaiza, probably butchering that, I'm sorry. Colombian American, 30 years old, from Alexandria, Virginia. Although I did say that she's from Virginia, she really is proud of where she's from, Colombia. She loves it there. She lives there, I believe so. I'm a big fan of her work, and I know I say that for a lot of these videos, but I mean, that's why I review these albums. I'm very excited whenever stuff like this comes out from artists that I tend to follow, and honestly, I think that's why the scores are quite high at the end. Hey, I don't like putting out negative scores, okay? It pains me to do so, but there is bad music out there. Will that be for this one? I don't know. We'll see. Sincerely, the fifth full-length studio album that just came out May 9th of 2025, 14 tracks and 50 minutes. I was a little afraid for this one, actually. Not because I thought it was going to be bad or horrible. I honestly thought it was going to be unrelatable for me. If you don't know, she has been in a relationship since 2020 with rapper and hip-hop artist Don Tolliver, and they have a kid together now. The kid is healthy, and I am so happy for the two. And just she has really taken like the internet by storm with like announcing her pregnancy, and then the whole performing while pregnant, and then just her last year, her 2024 album Orquídeas. I mean, she made music videos while she's like full on pregnant, you know what I mean? So she has taken this journey as a mother and really reflecting on it with this album. So I thought I wasn't really going to be able to relate to the album, and not saying that it was going to be like a horrible album or whatever, but just something where I could be like, okay, I mean, it's there, like it's decent, it's okay. But not at all. And I really admire that, because she does take this idea of becoming a mother but expands on it. It's not so in your face as the listener. It's not like it's not even like spoon fed to you, like, oh, the answer is right there in front of you. It's very expanded throughout these 14 tracks. And I have to mention here, there are no features on this thing, which I admired as well. And in terms of production on this thing, it has really taken a turn throughout her other albums. I mean, 2018 Isolation, it's more of a dance type album. Her debut album, thought it was amazing. 2020 Sin Miedo, I thought it was amazing as well. And then her third album, Red Moon and Venus, 2023. I did not listen to that album. I have this weird thing with artists where like I get too afraid, or like I get too caught up. There's just certain things that happen that I miss certain albums. Like for example, last week I mentioned that I missed Fantasy Gateway from Kuko, and there was a comment that said that I really need to listen to it, and I know I need to listen to these albums. It doesn't happen with all these artists, but there are certain artists where like I'll listen to like a single or something, and it just turns out to like I never get around to it, and I really should, considering that she has a good track record. Something with Sincerely, like I mentioned, in terms of production, is it is very dreamy, very pop like, and there are really nice synthesizers that are all throughout the album. And y'all know how I am with synthesizers and synthetic keys. I'm a sucker for the synth. I mean, take that as you will, but it doesn't feel fake or like very how can I say, unnatural, because there are very beautiful violin strings, orchestral strings that are thrown here and there throughout the album. I mean, the album opens up, Heaven is a Home opens up with this beautiful symphony of like an orchestral strings, and it's just a good entrance, and I want to say a good exit as well with the last track, I Love You So Much It Hurts. Something as well I want to mention is the two singles leading up to this album, Sunshine and Rain, and I Love You So Much It Hurts, are the last two tracks on this thing. I didn't listen to the singles, but I thought that was an interesting take from her. Usually, when you release singles, they're kind of thrown in the middle of the albums, and not to say that it's like a bad thing or whatever. I just thought it was an interesting take from her. But Also, throughout the whole album, you get like these very towards the middle as well. You get a change of pace, like from For You to Silk Lingerie, and especially Territorial, track number 7, which is the whole middle point of this thing. It's a big switch from like these very dreamlike pop synthetic keys where it is very drony, it's very stretched out, and you kind of feel like as if you get a sense of her feelings of doubt and kind of not a sense of like sadness, but it's like as if you're on a trip of sorts, like a psychedelic trip, but it's very melancholy, if that makes sense. It's not necessarily a good feeling, but it is a feeling of like self-reflection. You are lost in your own thoughts and your own world, and like I said, the production does a really great job of that. I believe it's the track For You where it is very simple. It's not like a complex produced track because you have to really, she kind of takes the initiative of you are going to listen and focus on me and my vocals, which she does very amazingly of. And throughout the whole album she harmonizes, and it's she does, her vocal skills are just off the charts with this thing, as always with her. She's very consistent with that. And then something as well is, for example, the track All I Can Say is she made like a 50s style doo-wop track. And I thought that was really crazy considering it's the only track on here, and a really complete 180 coming off of that really slow and drony middle section like I mentioned. But it really works. It's a really fresh change of pace. In terms of like as pacing as well for the album, tracks 1 through 5, I want to say, feels like one big song. They flow so well together. They're so well put together, well transitions. There's a lot. There's like 3 transitions in this album, and it is so beautiful how the change of flow and pace feels so natural. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like, oh, like out of left field, you know? But with track number 10, Daggers, I feel like in terms of her writing, it is very amazing. Like I mentioned, the whole album does revolve around her baby and her becoming a mother, but it is not like so in your face. It is expanded upon. The ideas of her own childhood as when she was young, growing up, when like realizing who she's becoming, who her love life, her love interests, and then I think she likes to expand upon in this album her relationship with Don Tolliver, how she can't exactly get away from him, he can't get away from her. That's just how it works sometimes. And that's when she found out that she was in love with this guy. She's in love and was ready to start a family with him. And not only that, but she has this change in mindset of now she's becoming a mother. She has become a mother, and now she has to think of someone else other than herself. Her mindset changes for the better. She is now worried and she's kind of sick of this disgusting, horrible world that we live in. And that's, I would imagine that's for any caring parent out there. And that in terms is like very relatable, not to just women, but can be relatable to fathers as well. So it's very crazy. Not saying that I mean I don't have kids, so like I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean I don't relate in that sense, but I can relate how your mindset will change most likely, and I like the idea that she presents, that she is thinking about things that she has never thought about before because she was only thinking about herself essentially. Not saying in a rude way, but I mean that's just naturally how maybe human beings think. But like I said, in track Daggers, she also reflects upon relationships with her friends. Like she has found love, so she wants to help others. And maybe she is also reflecting on people that she should have let go in her life that she didn't, and she should have listened to other people, but she didn't. And you only get hurt in the end. So she wants to help others, and that's cool and everything. But I will say, it's a little bit on, I guess, on the corny side of things, especially with the amazing and beautiful writing that she has throughout the whole album. That is pretty much all I have to say in terms of criticism for this album. If I really, really had to choose, like if there was a gun to my head and I had to choose, Daggers track number 10 would probably be the my least favorite track on this thing. But it's not really a bad track. It's just okay and good. There's like a fine line between there, but compared to like I said, compared to the rest of the writing and sound and style of the album, it is just you can really see where there are leagues apart in terms of it doesn't match that level is what I'm trying to say. And pretty that's pretty much it. I really really did enjoy this album. I like I said, I don't know why I get afraid about these things. I really should have listened to the singles. I don't know why this happens with certain artists. It doesn't happen with every artist, but I really enjoyed this album and the direction that she went. I think it's an album that everyone can relate to in some sense, in some way, shape, or form, or something that can prepare you to think about in the future, whether you're gonna have kids or not, or maybe expand upon your own mindset of like having a serious relationship or something like that. I just really think it's a beautiful self-reflection album that she just completely let all out there, and I have to admire so much just how much of genuine feeling and expression and emotion that she put into this thing. She poured her heart into this. As far as I know, this is going to be a major break for her. I don't know if this is her retirement, but I do know, and I do remember her saying after this fifth studio album, she was going to take a long break and, of course, focus on her beautiful family. That I do hope that, I wish them all well. And, beautiful baby that they have, her and Don Tolliver, kudos to them. I am giving Sincerely by Kali Uchis a 9.5 out of 10. Yes, this is on the same level as Orquea Diaz from last year and the same level as I want to say her first full length studio album, Isolation, as well. I really, really, she has an amazing track record. Really need to check out Red Moon and Venus. But, Sin Miedo, I believe, was a 9 out of 10 as well and made it to my top list of that year. But wow, what a track record that Kali Uchis has. I really, really did enjoy this album. It's so beautiful, so self reflecting, and just wow. Sincerely by Kali Uchis, 9.5 out of 10. Check the link in the description below for the awesome jams and sour jams and to listen to this album if you haven't already. Make sure you all have a great day. Pastor Jams is out.